everybody, welcome back to Around the Verse. I'm Ben Lesnick.
I'm Sandy Gardner.
This week in the ATV interview, Jared sits down with Senior Cinematics Editor Jason Call to discuss his work on Squadron 42.
And the Austin QA team has been sourcing out all sorts of wacky bugs, and they're back with an all-new episode of Witch Glitch.
But first, the PAC South Free Fly promotion is coming to a close after this weekend. Don't miss your chance to fly the Aurora LN, Mustang Delta, and Hornet F7C if you haven't already.
And tell your friends, this is their chance to see, the nucleus of Star Citizen.
And that was Ben adding Ben. Did you read? Yes.
That is what it says here.
Also ending this weekend is your chance to pick up Star Citizen and Squadron 42 bundled together for just $45.
And if you're an existing backer, we will lower that price to $40 in case you'd like a package to give as a gift or just if you want to have two.
Or Valentine's.
Yes, please give your girlfriend, your wife, your husband a Star Citizen package.
So don't miss your final chance to pick up 2 AAA titles for less than the price of one. Finally, this weekend is Valentine's Day, and it looks like we've received some Valentine's Day cards here at the office.
Yes, our favorite fan, Kin Shadow, sent a selection of nicely printed Valentines to give out to the team, which I did. Here you go.
Now let's check in with our studios from around the world in this week's News from Around the Verse.
Hey guys, welcome back to sunny Santa Monica. This is CIG LA. So, we have some things going on this week. My name is Randy Vasquez. This is
Patrick Salerno. I'm an associate tech artist. And so anyway.
all right. So, what do we got going on this week? You've been working on a few things.
So far I have been working on optimization. We had an Around the Verse segment where I go into a little more detail on it, but in summary I've been working on a few ships like the Cutlass, Scythe, Gladiator, Gladius, all these ships, basically bring them up to standard, making sure that everything is working, everything looks good, and we're getting the best performance we can.
Nice. So, design-wise, I know Kirk's been working on the Reliant Scout thrusters, Kaylee's been working on some new shield designs, and Sherman's been working on components and getting everything structured there. Engineering, I know Chad is actually working with Calyx and Paul to get some of the new shield stuff created. So we're working on new shield components. Aaron's been working on tools for item 2.0. Paul's been kind of focusing on tools as well. And then Mark Abent, the Bug Smasher, he's been kind of just focusing on weapons and projectiles and everything like that. So a lot of stuff is going into the weapons 2.0, items 2.0, and just getting this stuff upgraded. So
right.
If anything, that should be good. We're out. See you guys. See you in the verse.
Later.
Hey guys, Jake Ross here, associate producer of the Persistent Universe, and I'm here with you this week to talk a little bit about what's going on here in Austin. So this week we are doing, or rather last week and into this week, we're doing some planning for the next mocap shoot. There's some planning in the works for pickups for various things across the project. But with the PU specifically, we're talking about adding some things for upcoming environments like the Levski landing zone, and then for looking beyond to Hurston. So we definitely want to get some time in at the next mocap shoot being scheduled at Imaginarium. So we're scheduling in things like drug deals gone wrong, drug deals gone right. We're scheduling a whole prison scene, so different animations you might find in a prison or a jail, a police station, handcuffed suspects and officers doing their thing while off duty and on duty. So we've got a few things in the works. We're also scheduling in some as we're going through and placing animations in these various scenes, we're noticing a few things that we shot at the last mocap shoot we probably want to add to or fix in the next one, such as in the medical scene right now, we have all these NPCs set up where they are they're a little extreme. We've got people everywhere just puking out their guts and just they're sick beyond all belief. And we wanted to be a little bit more realistic. When you walk into a waiting room, it's not, you don't always get people, sometimes you do maybe, but you don't always have people everywhere you see just puking out their guts and just writhing in agony and things. So we want a little bit toned down ailments to put in our game as well. People who are literally just there to get a flu shot or a checkup. So we want to add those in as well. So that's the planning for the next mocap shoot. We are also setting up a review of the selling part of the shopping functionality. So we've got buying in place. We're thinking it looks pretty good. We may be at a point pretty soon where we can start testing. But now we're looking ahead to, okay, well, let's add the selling part of that. Let's close that loop and go from buying to selling. So we want to add that to the next little bit of shopping. And along with that comes inventory and remote storage in your hangar and in your ship. So we're breaking down to the designs and answering all the questions that come up as a result of thinking about that. So then the last thing I'll mention is that we are scheduling a cross-studio play test for tomorrow. So we're going to be teaming up with CIGLA and taking part in their studio playtests that they've been doing over there. So we're hoping to get some awesome folks in there and try to just help QA out as much as we can and banging on the game and just generally getting in and having fun with each other. And we want to be in the verse just as much as you guys. So we want to try to help coordinate that as much as we can between the Austin and LA studios. So yeah, that's all I got for you this week, guys. See you around. Thanks.
Hi everyone, welcome to the UK again, and this week I've got Matt Lightfoot with me. He's associate producer here at Foundry 42, and he's going to give you guys a quick update on UI developments.
Hi guys, so we've got plenty of things that are really cool happening in the UI team, and one of these things is that Carl, our systems designer, is currently looking at the initial designs of our personnel manager, which will be another mobiGlas app that will allow you to be able to manage your inventory, as well as be able to see your clothes on your character and whereabouts the items are stored on the body. This will be part of our diegetic UI. Diegetic means that it's actually in the fictional game world, which makes it more immersive, and hopefully that will make it so that you guys feel slightly more invested in the Star Citizen world. We also have listened to some of your feedback about the party system, and one of our big pushes in the not too distant future is on improving the party system, making it easier so that you guys can play with your friends and be able to join the games that you want to in Crusader and in Star Citizen. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and you'll see it fairly shortly. Another thing that we're working on, Carl and Zane are currently mocking up concepts for our holotable redesign, which also came from feedback and also was wanting to be able to enable you guys to customize your ships for Crusader so that you can play with all of the cool additions to your ships that you've got in your hangar.
Okay, thanks Matt, and that's it for this week in the UK, so we'll see you in the verse. Thanks guys, bye for now.
Hey everyone, Brian Chambers from the Frankfurt office. This week's a busy week. As you can see, I have the one and only Aaron Roberts with me.
Hi everyone.
We have a few guys out here from the UK right now, Rich and Rob. They're focusing mostly on AI right now, right?
AI and conversation system for Squadron 42 firstly, but also will be used in the persistent universe.
Yep. In those meetings too, we also brought Tony out from Austin. So we kind of have a little powwow with the three of them. Chris is also here. They're in meeting, tearing stuff apart, filling up the whiteboard. Also with Francesco here as our lead AI programmer. Who else do we have out here?
Well, and then we've got Ian Leyland out, who's our environments art director. So we've actually got some really good meetings going on at the moment, because obviously Chris, Tony and myself got together a bunch of stuff we're doing, and then also we're just making, not only are we working out the Squadron 42 stuff that we're finishing off this year, but also just the plan for the PU, and this is, we've been having a few meetings, we always tend to at the beginning of the year to sort out what we're going to do, what the plan is for the year, and so we've all been meeting together, getting stuff going, And it's been good. It's been productive, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we're covering a ton, which is cool. I mean, one of the things between Frankfurt and the UK, it is a little over an hour flight. So times where we can, we work remote and we work remote apart really, really well, and we're always messaging and sharing screens and so on. But every couple of months, we get that opportunity to come together, bring in other people we need, and really focus down on a few topics for a few days or a week. You find you get a lot of traction on things, and things move forward a little quicker.
Yeah, no, that's great, and we've it's like especially getting the people we have here together in the room. It makes a big difference. So.
Yeah.
So there's so much you can do with Skype sometimes.
Absolutely. As far as production end too, me and Aaron going over headcount, going over growth. What are our plans today, in 2 months, in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? We also grew by a couple people last week, but I think I said that already last week. We have another guy starting next week, another senior cinematics animator. Things are rolling along.
Yeah, basically it's kind of fun being in the studio. Just seeing every time I come here, there's like another eight guys who joined, and so we've got barely room to sit anymore. It's like,
when the guys first started coming to the office, when Chris and Aaron and they would come, and they've been here 5-6 times so far. Literally, we had a few guys in the corner, and they could sit wherever, and then they had to kind of move them the next trip, and then the next trip, which is good. I mean, we're bringing in good, solid people. It's fairly a senior staff, but it's people that know their stuff and, are focusing down to help build the game that you guys all want, that we know we're going to, get out to you eventually.
Yeah, it's also cool for me because I get to see a lot of the cool tech that's going on here. I've seen some of the latest stuff on the procedural stuff. Can't say too much about it. But basically, I'll just tell you that it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're actually.
And that's cool because you guys always hear me say that. I'm always like, oh, we're doing cool new. I can't. Oh wait, I got it. But yeah.
And plans, and obviously, because we obviously are working to getting that out to you in one of our upcoming releases as well. And I think when people have that and they can fly and land on planets and get out and walk around and do lots of stuff, I think
it's going to be cool.
It's going to be very, very cool. So and obviously there's a lot of other stuff that's going on here. This is really like a lot of the sort of engine room of the company in a lot of ways. A lot of the tech comes through here as well, and then of course we have a lot of the gameplay side going on the other offices, and so we get together to discuss that kind of stuff. But it's been the visit's going well. We're about halfway in, and probably the next update we'll probably have some more information about stuff. But basically, we're out here. Chris, myself, and Tony are all here for the full week, and really lots of meetings and a lot of stuff getting done. It's great.
Yeah, it's always good to have you guys out here. Thanks again to all the backers, and you'll hear from us next week.
Absolutely, great talking. Great seeing you guys.
Scan. Contact. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Chaff ready. Flare ready. Chaff drop. Shields recharging. Contact. Begin scan. Danger. System overheat. Starboard shield under fire. Proximity.
As always, a big thank you to all of our studios around the world.
Next up, Jared sat down with Jason Cole, a senior cinematics editor, working on Squadron 42, to talk about what he's been doing. Here's the ATV interview.
Thanks, guys. On this week's ATV interview, we're sitting down with the lead cinematics animator, Mr. Jason Cole. Jason, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Now, you come to us from the Frankfurt studio.
Yep.
Lead cinematic animator.
Yeah.
What?
When I came in right before CR and Hannes started shooting everything for the Foundry 42 game, right? The Squadron 42.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so from that process, right, they did all the shooting, and then when I came on, we kind of had to figure out how we're going to handle the data because I didn't know what was going on at the time. So the good thing is that CR basically ran everything through an editor and cut everything how he wanted it. So basically, when we get those videos, based off of those videos, we order that data from Imaginarium in those pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do is I basically cut it together and work with Hannes, basically to get the best results for him, for like the cameras and stuff like that, or how we're going to shoot how he's going to shoot everything.
And Hannes is our cinematics director.
Yes.
Okay. And together you guys worked on things like the Senate speech.
Yes.
And do you have anything to do with the Mark Hamill reveal?
Yeah, we worked on that. That was like a very specific thing, but it was cool though to work on though. It was nice because we kind of had not scramble, but we kind of had to piece together the animation a little bit more because it was very it kind of hit us very suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually kind of nice to do that. So gave us like, I don't know, like a good working atmosphere, like good teamwork when we handled that.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Now, when you're putting together a cinematic, what is your job in that?
So it's like a process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I usually do is like I check the edits, right? I check CR's edits. I can, if I have to, I confirm anything or if I have any questions, right? And then because the thing is, how CR shot it was in multiple takes, right? He did multiple takes and he's taking pieces from each individual take. So what I have to do is basically take that, put it together, and make it one piece so it flows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So say if it's like a proper like third-person cinematic, I have a little bit more play. We can rely more on cameras, so the animation can be a little bit more loose behind the camera, right?
Okay.
But say if it's like running real time, or if it's like a player event and it's all happening real time, then it needs to go together well. And so that's what I do with the mocap and clean it up and all that stuff.
Now, one of the more common questions we get is how cinematics will play in the actual Squadron 42 game.
Yeah.
My understanding is that not all cinematics will play the same way.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about the different ways that our cinematics will play?
Yeah. So I mean, we have like different levels of cinematics.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I think of like cinematics, we have like proper cinematics where it's like third person. This is like, I wouldn't say 5 minutes, that's quite long, but you'll see ships, third person, you'll see the player in third person, all the characters in third person. We have full camera control and everything.
Like a more traditional cutscene.
Yeah,
okay.
But they're not all like that though. So we're actually, I think they're still working through the process on what is more like, we will possibly take control of the camera of the player if it's something really important, and then take control of it that way, or there's other stuff where it might have a cinematic feel, but the player can still walk around completely or possibly walk out, depending on how important that conversation is to the story.
Gotcha. So for some cinematics, we'll actually have control of our character within the event that's going on.
Possibly. I mean, they're still in discussions of that, but that is definitely like something that I think is going to happen, because CR really wants to have that fluidness, right, of where we don't take the player out of the game as much.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the one thing that third-person cinematics do, is they kind of take you out of the game, but at the same time too, they also it's a really great way of telling a story.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time too, like personally, I think if you take the player out of the game too many times, you get disconnected, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that we are doing with when we did the show on the ship and stuff. We're trying to show like how like everything's kind of connected, and there's story pieces that are like more like adventure-esque, where you can walk up to somebody and they'll talk to you, and if you don't want to talk to them, you can just walk off, and they might get upset. But
kind of like the Moro tour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's an interactive cinematic. In for lack of a better term, is there a better term?
No, I would say like a cinematic experience, or like a story experience that's more fluid, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think some people call them scripted events. Everybody's got their own terminology for this kind of thing.
It gets complex because there's like scripted events are very specific, and but that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah. So. I think what's most important is that we're using every tool available to us to tell the story
as much as possible.
Yeah. Whether it's keeping people in there and immersed, or whether it's using the third-party stuff.
Yeah.
We're not going to write off a storytelling tool, just on concept alone.
Exactly.
We'll use whatever we need to tell the best version of the story.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it becomes more what's more appropriate for each situation, right? And I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Cool. And where'd you come to before you joined Star Citizen?
Before I came to Star Citizen, I was working at Crytek in Frankfurt. Yeah.
So you've come over with quite a few friends, I imagine.
Yeah. I was really surprised when I walked into the office. It was like temporary office, so everybody's kind of stuffed in there in Frankfurt.
You came back on in like May of last year, April, May?
Yeah, around that time, before they started shooting.
So it was a very small building.
Yeah, but they all seemed very happy, and like, and everybody was like enjoying what they were working on, and it was cool to see what they were working on, and so I was like, I don't know, I like this idea of, I don't know, just I like the scale of it. I like the risk in it, right? It's something exciting, something new, you know, and everybody's going in the same direction on this project, which is awesome, you know.
It's very cool. That the scale of this thing is simultaneously daunting and exciting in equal measure.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's just the cool stuff I see. I mean, like when they were doing, there was like 6 of us, I think, one day, I think, before I came out here on vacation, right? And we're all standing around the desk, and basically Dan Truffin is flying in a ship, breaking the atmosphere, right? And going in, we're all just standing there, coffee, just like, don't mess it up, Dan, don't mess it up. And he's like literally flying in, landing his spaceship perfectly on this like moon-sized planet. And I was like, that's awesome, dude. Like, I've not seen something like that before. And you can get out of the ship and walk around like all seamlessly. Like, that's cool.
Now, it's important to remember that Jason is here on his vacation. He's not actually here for work. He was visiting the office yesterday, and I tapped him right as he was heading out the back door. And I'm like, can you please come back tomorrow and do an interview? So thank you so much, Jason, for coming in on your day off.
Yeah, no,
and taking time to talk to us about Squadron 42. Back to you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Coming up next, the Austin Quality Assurance team is back with their wacky antics in the return of Witch Glitch.
Witch Glitch.
Everybody watch Witch Glitch now. Hello, and welcome back to Witch Glitch. I am Tyler Whitkin, or Xylo, and I am joined today by some lovely members of our QA team. Actually, you're not QA anymore, are you?
Nope, I've joined the Turtle Club.
Jeffrey Bearded Peas was recently promoted to Live Ops, so he's now our Live Ops technician. Secretly, we just wanted his puns to be on the other side of the building instead of with us.
I still email them to him.
He does, and he has a Facebook page. Let's not plug that right now.
Too late!
We also have Robert Gaither, or Calavera, and our newest member, this is your second week with us.
It's like a week and a half.
Katarzyna, and I will not try to say your last name.
The long last name.
You got the first part right, though.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
I can't say. How do you say your last name?
Mirostowska.
Meerkat?
No.
No? Okay. So, it's been a while since we've been able to do one of these. We've been pretty busy with 2.0 and trying to get patches out faster. I'm sure you've noticed the daily PTU patches we had coming out, and so we just haven't had time to record these. But, you know, we have found a little free time, so we thought what better way to fill it than with some episodes of Witch Glitch. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. Number 5. Hold my beer. I got this. I like how he's straddling his chair backwards.
Killer thigh strength.
With his hands crossed. It's like those like stunt motorcycle drivers. Number 4. Zombies. I actually really like this one.
This is so creepy.
I think the backers actually got to see this on one of our PTU environments.
Pretty sure. I wish this video was more in first person. I love how creepy it looks.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming. I like the ballerina jump, except his legs got stuck that way. I don't know if that's natural.
In your head, zombies.
Number 3. Welcome to ArtCorp. So this is a QA tradition that we have for all of our patch releases. In this case, this was the patch where we introduced buggies to ArtCorp for the first time. And of course, what better way than to greet the first player who finished downloading with a set of buggies. You know, it's just, you know,
surprise!
A friendly hello.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Who was it? Josh, right?
It wasn't. Josh was the first guy to come into ArtCorp. This was the next patch that introduced buggies. Oh, you could blame Lando for that. Number 2, the submarine. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure when he got the Aurora, he did not know that it had underwater capabilities. And no, that does not mean submarine confirmed.
Under concrete capabilities.
We all live in the yellow submarine. Well, it's yellow and green.
Three songs this episode of Witch Glitch.
In the land.
I think that's a new one.
I'm not.
You
I'm not coming
motivated
next
him
time.
with
Yeah.
submarine.
You know what? I apologize. This will be the last episode of Witch Glitch.
And there goes final.
Because Jeffrey has sung us to death. Number 1, Tiptoe.
Possibly one of my favorite bugs.
Yeah,
we've just ever had.
I like that it just keeps escalating. It's like that one from the first episode of Witch Glitch we did in the FPS level where they were all like acting crazy.
Yeah.
And it's even better because he's actually in the metal wing. Metal wing. No, medical wing.
You should get those legs checked out while
Yeah.
you're there.
Somebody get this guy a doctor. And those were the 5 bugs for this week. We hope you guys enjoyed them as much as... Woof! As much as we did. Hopefully we'll be back soon with some more. But for now,
Bye.
Kill. Proximity alert. Head.
Your ACE status has been revoked.
Thanks, guys. Some of those bugs are both frightening and funny.
I don't know. Something about that segment really bugs me.
And now it's time for this week's Ben VP.
Well, that was just last week. I don't like things every week.
No comment. And now it's time for this week's MVP. Ben, the envelope, please.
Here you are.
Wow, we even have an envelope slip that we've never had before. And the winner is Render G for his custom Star Citizen control panel.
Yes, Render G has created his own Arduino control panel for Star Citizen. It's looking pretty cool.
Check it out, and congratulations, Render G.
You're this week's MVP.
And now, here's your art sneak peek.
Be sure to tune in to Reverse the Verse tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific on Twitch, where we'll talk about that art sneak peek and generally make fools of ourselves.
And of course, as always, a big thank you to all of our subscribers for making this show possible. We will see you next week on Around the Verse.
Around the Verse.
Join our social channels if you are just new to Star Citizen and you would like to keep updated. Besides the comlink and the forums, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we are on Twitter. Join this YouTube channel, and that's also for Squadron 42 as well as Star Citizen.
Yep, all these things. Just more ways to keep up with the team. If you'd like a full list of those and the personal accounts of some of the team members who are interested in sharing with you, check out Comlink from last week, which has all those details.